Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. My name is Aubrey and this is my astrological outlook for the day. And today is one of those days of exactness. The energetics today are hitting exact. There's 3 different specific aspects that I'm looking at today that are part of our day of exactness. And there's 2 other things going on that are incoming now, and I will talk about as I get near the end of my report. But there is a lot going on today. It's not every day that there are simultaneous, exact, and significant aspects going on, and today is one of the days where we have that. So we will probably see some more significant things transpiring over the course of the day today, just because the energetics, like I said, are very specific. They're hitting today, they're exact, and they are in triplicities, trifold. So the first thing of note today that I want to talk about, and the thing that we may encounter and struggle or deal with the most today, is the square aspect going on. Now, let me just go ahead and say we have the 3 aspects that I'm referring to today. We have Mercury retrograde coming into exact square, the second exact square with Neptune and Pisces. We have the Sun today coming into exact trine with Saturn retrograde. And we also have Venus today in Cancer coming to exact trine with Jupiter in Pisces. So those are the 3 specific aspects that I am referring to and that I'm going to be talking about today, because all 3 of them come exact today, June 3rd. Interesting, right? So the most significant one of the 3, though, in terms of what we might actually tangibly notice and experience, is most likely going to be the square, because squares create tension, they create friction, they create conflict, they create struggle, and ultimately it's for the point and purpose of resolution and evolving out of it into a higher, better level. But squares, things that cause us frustrations and tension and struggle and stuff like that, we have a tendency to notice in our experience more so than when things are just going smooth and easy and la-ti-da. A lot of times we don't pay attention to how right things are going. It's when things are going wrong that's what we tend to notice. So I feel that of the 3 aspects today, the square from Mercury retrograde, the second of 3 squares from Mercury retrograde to Neptune, is probably going to be the most significant energetic of the day that we experience and feel in our life today. So that is happening at 24 degrees. Mercury has retrograded back to 24 degrees of Gemini, and Neptune is currently at 24 degrees of Pisces. Now, this is a degree different from the initial square that Mercury made to Neptune. That was at 23 degrees of both Gemini and Pisces. So it's the same dynamic, but it's a slightly different energetic, and Mercury is retrograde this time as well. And this Sabian symbol, or the energetic frequency that 24 degrees of Gemini, where Mercury retrograde is today, is discharging, is the degree children skating on ice. And then Neptune is at 24 degrees of Pisces, and that Sabian symbol for that degree is an inhabited island. So the way that I'm thinking about this in the context of the square, and in the context of Mercury being retrograde right now, and the context of there being 3 squares, is that there's an aspect of risk and naivety to this Sabian symbol. And so, we really don't want to be too naive or take too many risks or just rush ahead with the things that we're presented with right now. And we want to be very careful with information right now, is also sort of how I see this. Children skating on ice. We have to be very careful. And this is Mercury and Gemini with the information, the facts, the truth. We're kind of skating on ice in terms of our logical, coherent, streamlined reality right now. So we really just kind of want to be careful. And this is coming into that square with Neptune at 24 degrees of Pisces. And this Sabian symbol, remember, is an inhabited island. So ultimately, I think with this, it's better to pull our energy inwards and search our souls and our spirits for what we feel to be right and true, instead of just, engaging in the risky behavior right now of taking for fact all of the barrage of distorted and misinterpreted and Neptune type information that is coming to us, especially with Mercury's retrograde. I feel like it's okay to be autonomous in our choices right now and our decisions, the island, and we should make choices and decisions right now in this period and choose sort of what version of reality that we want to follow and engage with based on more of our gut instincts during this time and what we're intuitively feeling called and guided towards, instead of maybe like the thought experts and like the authoritative opinions and stuff that are coming to us through the news and social media and the media, all of these Gemini related things. We really need to be rethinking things right now, re-examining things, like looking at a lot of options and not really diving into any one thing right now, and looking for what resonates with us truly in our gut is the best way to navigate this square that we have with children skating on ice, Mercury 24 Gemini, and an inhabited island. So, but then overall today, aside from the nature of the Sabians involved, Mercury for its second square to Neptune is just a lot more of that confusion, misinterpretation, misunderstanding, misperceptions, distortions of truth, distortions of reality, like fantasy, illusion, delusion, mental issues, heightened levels of anxiety and insecurity and cognitive dissonance for sure. And also, this might possibly be readdressing things that started coming out around May 21st, because that was when we had the first square from Neptune, or from Mercury to Neptune. So again, we're in this energy, and this is not really something new to us right now. We've been in this energy since that square on May 21st happened, and it's going to be with us for a few more weeks into July. So it's just more of the same, really, but it is exact today. So just keep that in mind and try to be as clear, straightforward, coherent as you possibly can in your communications. And full disclosure, I'm a Gemini ascendant, so Mercury is my chart ruler, and I'm like very, very mercurial in like every aspect of everything. So I'm going to also try my very best to keep my head on straight and get my words out properly and not make like word mistakes as I'm doing these reports. So if I do, it's probably just Mercury going retrograde. So that is the main thing that we have going on today that we really want to be aware of that could cause us conflicts, tensions, issues basically going on, is this second go at the Mercury-Neptune square, now with Mercury retrograde. We want to be very careful with what we're saying, what we're thinking, what we are, how we're interpreting things. We want to be careful with our thoughts right now. Children skating on ice. We have all of this new mental power that we're like coming into contact with, moving into the age of Aquarius, a very mental air sign period of time that we're going to be in. And our thoughts are going to be a lot more powerful and a lot more significant during that time. So we just kind of want to mind our thoughts and be careful that we are not, and just having thoughts just all over the place, running amok and doing all types of things on the like invisible field where we're imprinting our reality. So just try to be as clear and concise as you can today and realize that miscommunications are just happening, and that's just how it is. Our second exact aspect we have going on is the Sun, 14 degrees of Gemini, coming into an exact trine with Saturn retrograde in Aquarius today, 14 degrees of Aquarius. 14 degrees of, and this is that master builder frequency energy that I've been talking about all week, coming exact today. A really good day to focus, to work hard, to make plans, to make blueprints, to organize, to pay attention to detail, really to engage in any like revisions and reforming things and any type of really focused work that is for the purpose of making something better. And with the Sun in Gemini, this could involve just new information that you're learning, new perspectives, new understandings, new ways of looking at things, talking to new people, receiving new feedback, stuff like that, in support of what we're building. And it needs to be in authenticity with who we truly are, because Saturn is in Aquarius and Uranus is in Taurus. We're in a square to each other, reforming everything based on foundational authenticity. So a really, really great day to make future plans and to rework things and to re-envision things and make blueprints for building forward into the future. Now, the degree where the sun is today in trine to Saturn, 14 degrees of Gemini. This is a very interesting degree. I really like this degree. It's two people sit in telepathic communication. So, like I've said several times, and I do still feel this way, and I continue to feel this way more, but I really feel like telepathy and telepathic communication and humans acquiring this skill more and more is going to be a feature of something that we kind of evolve into collectively going into the age of Aquarius, because it is such a telepathic, all about the frequencies and mental communication sign, an air sign, and it's about like the future as well. And I do think that that will be a feature of it. And here we actually have this degree, this exact degree is the degree that's forming the trine, the master build infusion of today. And so into this energy, two people sit in telepathic communication, or two people far apart sit in telepathic communication, is infused into, like I said, our master builder trine in its exactness. So co-creating reality through the power of linked human thoughts and consciousness with the North Node, and also making this whole way of communicating on a telepathic level incorporated into the structure that's being built, that is going to be the age of Aquarius and second Renaissance and the new world, the new paradigm. This factor, the telepathic communication with this activation today at this specific degrees, of all the degrees that it could be, I think is saying that this specific type of thing, this telepathy, is going to be built and incorporated into what we're building now and what is going to sustain throughout the age of Aquarius the next 2,000 years as humans evolve through their mental and cognitive capacities and abilities. So I find that interesting, and I think that that is a relevant thing and a relevant theme, and I think maybe even as of this activation, we'll start noticing it more and more. Let me know if you have telepathic experiences. I know I certainly do, and I have been for a very long time. Like, it's really weird, especially me and like a couple of my close friends. The telepathy is just really strange. So let me know if you guys have been experiencing that or experiencing that more and more as well. And remember, the North Node is also still in conjunction to the Sun and in this trine as well. So this whole thing that we're building is in relation to the future. And I think, like I said, that with the activation of this specific degree for this specific trine at this specific time, I think that's indicating that we will see more of this telepathy type of thing in our futures, in our path, align with our paths, and our evolution as humans going forward. So I find that interesting. And yes, let me know if you guys have similar experiences. The third aspect that is like a really big deal today that I want to talk about is Venus is coming to, well, she is at 2 degrees of Cancer today. And that means that she is in an exact trine to Jupiter at 2 degrees of Pisces. And so we have Venus and Jupiter in exact trine as well today. And Venus and Jupiter in an exact trine, that is just like all the good vibes in the world. It's one of the literally best aspects that you can have in pretty much all of astrology, because Jupiter is blessings and gifts and expansion and faith and optimism, and Venus is love and beauty and money and harmony and peace and balance. And when you put those two things together, it is just a recipe for like feeling really good, feeling really open-hearted, feeling like really loved and in love and abundant and giving and generous. And so when we have this vibe going on collectively, it's a really good thing. It does a lot of really good things for people in their lives. And today it just makes people feel happy and because of the nature of how all of this works, when we're feeling good, then we're thinking good, and then we're creating like better events and circumstances around us. It's like a snowball effect. So it just has a really beautiful impact on what's going on when we have Venus coming into a trine with Jupiter like this. And also in the water signs, it's a lot about it has to do with our feelings and our emotions. So again, this is just like a really beautiful vibe and energetic to have, and it does really good things for relationships, for money situations, and just brings like blessings and happiness generally. And for this day today, with Venus at 2 degrees of Cancer, that Sabian symbol is a man on a magic carpet, observes vast vistas below. So we have an abundance of peace, faith, beauty, and harmony if we can expand our view to see the whole story. If we can expand our viewpoint and really look at the whole picture of what's going on. We get an elevated viewpoint with this, and it brings blessings in romance, money, love, and finances. Kind of an ability to just have a greater understanding of the entire picture, and more patience and gratitude, and feeling blessed for what we have, even though it might not be the most perfect circumstances. And like I said, in the water signs, this has a lot to do with how we're feeling, where we are emotionally, and the positive circumstances we attract and create right now through these positive feelings. So despite what we have going on today with the big square again between Mercury, super strong in Gemini, his own sign, and going retrograde, and Neptune, super powerful in his sign of rulership in Pisces, both at odds with each other, sort of like illusion and fantasy and wanting to merge into like a wholeness and reconnect to like all there is, or escape reality, juxtaposed to logical facts and reason and thoughts and information and narratives and all of this, and then all infused in like the Pisces and the Gemini, just confusing thoughts, diluted thoughts, distorted communications. We have all of that. So it's really nice that we have the Venus Jupiter alongside of it, helping us to feel okay, even though things might be a little hectic in the thought realms of life today. Now, the last thing that I want, so just all of these three things happening simultaneously. It's a big energy day, and we should expect a lot happening because there's a lot happening. And like I said in my videos from earlier this week, the trines that are happening, the Sun, Saturn, and the Venus, Jupiter, trines are aspects of ease, and they just happen. Like there's nothing, they're really unnoticeable sometimes because things just sort of like fall into place. But with the square that we have going on, that definitely could create some issues. So we just want to be aware that if we're experiencing these issues, it probably has a lot to do with the energetics that are just kind of off the wall today in terms of the mind being clear and efficient. We'll put it like that. The last things that I want to talk about today, and this is definitely going to change the tone of things. It's a pretty big deal. We've been blessed with a really nice week with the trines that we've had going on. But now as we move into the weekend, we have Mars moving to 26 degrees of Cancer today. That means he is coming into, well, he's now in opposition, coming into exact opposition with Pluto in Capricorn. And so he's set up to oppose Pluto this weekend. And this is a fight and a battle for power and control, what that translates to. And Capricorn and Cancer, that's the establishment versus the needs of the people. That's what we're moving into over the weekend. I'm really glad that we've had this week post-eclipse to sort of process and get on a higher vibration before we have this standoff that is coming over the weekend and into next week. Between Capricorn rules long-standing structures, control systems, establishment. Cancer rules nurturing and the home and the family and the needs of people. So those two things are going to be opposing each other. And Mars and Pluto, they are originally both, Mars is the original ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto is the like modern ruler of Scorpio. They have a lot in common in terms of how the energies operate. And like I said, a battle for power and control is what we are moving into with this energetic. So we know that we have that incoming, but here's the thing. We don't need to vibe with this. Like, it doesn't have to be something that we personally participate in. And I think this is how we can have the best positive collective impact is we know that it's happening and conflict can be happening, but we don't have to allow it into our personal experience. Like, we can observe it, but we can observe it from a very detached way without letting it impact our personal life, our personal experiences, and most importantly, our personal, like, internal feelings and thoughts and our state of mind. So we really need to be aware of this vibration, but we don't want to feed it. And there's no reason to feed it. We can easily know that there is like a huge spiritual war going on right now and a huge battle going on without needing to contribute to that vibration and energy of conflict. Because what we think about, what we focus on, and what our feelings are resonating to creates and manifests and powers things. So if we can understand that there are energetics set up for a really big, profound, like aggressive battle coming up over the next week with this Pluto Mars opposition, then we can also understand that we can see that going on, but we can embrace and hold to the Venus Jupiter frequencies and maintain our faith and our hope and see things from the bigger picture and understand that the war has already been won and the final battles now are just playing out, and we don't need to align with the vibrations of conflict. We don't need to feed that energy. We need to feed and align with the super simultaneously expanded feelings of hope, love, abundance, optimism, peace that we have to tap into, because Jupiter and Venus will still be in trine as this aspect takes effect. So we have that. And also, one last note, while this aspect is taking effect, we also had the black moon move to 26 degrees of Taurus, which means the black moon is only a 1 degree orb off exact trine right now from Pluto as well. So not only do we have Mars lining up to oppose Pluto to fight for the people, what the people need, but we have the black moon in Taurus in a trine, almost an exact trine with Pluto. And this is working. She's working with Mars. Mars and Eris are like the brother and sister of the battlefield. And the black moon is like the little sister of Eris, like her representative out there. And so with the black moon actively working with Mars, both double teaming Pluto right now to take out the darkness, she is doing this through a subtle but effective internal and collective subconscious purge and transformation that is underway right now. And that's just happening with ease. There's no way like to stop it. There's no way to control it. It's happening under the surface of things, and it's happening easily and efficiently, and it's being very facilitated right now because of the trine aspect that is in effect. And so I view that as a positive too, although, you know, like I said, we are still primed moving into the weekend and next week with this Mars-Pluto opposition, black moon and trine, for just some very confrontational and power struggle dynamic energy going on. But it's necessary, it's part of the plan, and we are also blessed with the Jupiter-Venus trine still in effect so that we can emotionally and on a like a soul heart space level align with expanded heart nature energy, peace, harmony, love, beauty, all of those qualities of the white dove that I've been talking about for so long when the black moon was at that degree. And that's where Venus and the black moon conjoined, really aligning with the white dove symbolism will do. The more people that can do that while still observing the conflict in an attached way, but not being emotionally and vibrationally pulled into it, the better outcome all of this will have. So you guys, that's my report for today. It's another big one. We have 3 big activations hitting today and some more that are coming into play over the next couple days and into the weekend. I am wishing everyone a very wonderful day, be it as eventful and interesting as it needs to be in everyone's individual experience. Remember, pay as good of attention as you possibly can to how you're communicating and how you're perceiving things. And we should not be trying to like evade reality and run from harsh truths and stuff with these Mercury Neptune aspects in effect. But if we are going to be kind of sticking our head in the sand or running away or fantasizing or daydreaming about things, it should be about the things that we want to build, the foundations, the structures, the concrete material, solid things, forms that we want, the forms that we want our life to take moving forward, and what we want that to look like, and making plans and envisioning how we want that to be, because that's the best way to use the daydreaming energy with the like fantasizing energy of Mercury square Neptune, while we have the sun in trine to Saturn as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope there was something useful in there for you. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think they would be interested, and leave me comments. I love your comments, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow for my video for Friday. Have a really great day, everyone. Bye.